What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's the beginning of something great, and this is going to happen for winter 23. One of the most anticipated and best season, I think, so far since 2018. Probably one of the best I've seen in terms of accessories and a bunch of different clothing. Really minimalistic, some of them no brands, and I really like the ideas of having, you know, a very kind of minimal design on things nowadays, and they have kind of like retro back to a lot of classic Supreme design, which is amazing. I think they have actually kind of considered what's been happening in the past and finally taken back with a lot of different types of design from the past, and also like one of the greatest and safest as well, I would say, items that they could release. There are some weird stuff that I want to talk through as well on the accessory. Let's just dive right in, because we are absolutely getting this is just amazing. Like the turntable, like this is something I've been wanting to see from Supreme for ages. Like from like a music point of view, they also have like a pair of headphones coming up as well. I think with these kind of stuff, I think they do age really well, as well as like the kind of techno side of things. Like these are genuinely like the best collaboration that they could never bring out, or like most underrated items as well, I think. With the price of this, I think it's going to be so bloody expensive, but it's definitely worth having that kind of classic branding on there. Next up, we have a large fucking neon sign, which is insane. 41 by 41. I don't know how big it is, but it's handmade. This is actually one of the classic, if you've been following Supreme, you know, like the fucking brand, like the branding design on here is an absolute classic. They have released the rug before, but this is something they kind of put on very like a simple like copy and paste. I mean, with this a neon sign, it just makes so much sense. Like they're trying to make it back with kind of that retro, but looking at it, it says it's aluminium frame with glass neon, so it's gonna be insane amount of price. Like for this, it's not going to be cheap, and I really don't want it to be like delivered in like broken condition, because it's glass. I don't know how safe they're going to put it in, you know, for delivery, but this is just one that you honestly don't want to fuck with. If you're thinking of reselling this, you got to be extra careful at your delivery, your packing. There's just so much more behind this if you're thinking of like reselling it, which is something I wouldn't want to, you know, for myself. It's definitely one for the personal. I think it's just going to be so epic, or I just run out of words on this, but I really want this as a personal, but I wish they had like a smaller size. I think this is going to be quite expensive, depending, you know, also kind of depends on the actual material, as you can see there. So it's going to be a little bit expensive, but let's see how much retail that's going to cost. But it looks hyper, so I think, I mean, if we're going to do like a custom one, I'm sure you can make out a custom sign on this as well. But oh my god, lord, this is ridiculously good looking. Like I just can't really imagine like having this in a room, or like in a little like collectible rooms, or like a playroom. They're just so hyped. Like this is just great, honestly. Like so as a set, it's 2 sets, 3 logo starts, so you get the black and red as classic. I would hope maybe to see another color of it as well, but unfortunately I think it only comes in the red. I'm not entirely sure about the sizing. It looks like obviously like a standard kind of sizing dartboard, which makes sense. It's not going to be cheap. Again, when does, you know, Supreme accessory ever be cheap? Like these are going to be rocket high, but it's great. I don't mind that. Pack of 5, you get a 90-minute blank cassette tape. It is retro. I think there's some sort of kind of memory in that. Comes in a pack of 5 as well. I think it looks pretty neat, I say, but Is there any practical use on this? Maybe no, but this is what you get. So from the 90s, not the 90s, but like 90 minutes from there. So this is a dinner set that comes in kind of like breakthrough on it. Looks pretty neat, but it is a designery piece, so it's not going to be cheap. That's the whole thing. With all the kind of like stackable accessories or boat or like cups and things, like there tend to be quite expensive. If this is ceramic, it doesn't say ceramic, but I just kind of intrigued to see what it is it's made out of. If it is ceramic, then this would be easily 3 figures, but we'll have to see. You get also this kind of like Japanese knife as well. Is it even like a Supreme job without, you know, a touch of weapon? Like you get like obviously a knife somewhere for sure. Might be an expensive brand, who knows, but looks pretty neat. You also get a kind of like a drum set, which looks pretty cultural. You get this hero, what is it called? Side table. Okay, so this is like a box logo sticker stack up side table, which is pretty nice. And it's looking quite heavy as well, 16.5. But honestly, having that in the living room doesn't really kind of justify. Maybe like I say, you know, 5-6 years ago, if they released this, I think people would be really hyped up for it. I just really can't justify myself having this in the living room. I think it's a bit too much. But who knows, people might be going for this. Utility cart, this is something that I think is going to be quite useful. And in terms of capacity, I think it's going to carry a lot of stuff in there. I'm really pretty much in love with this. I just need to see how much this is in terms of pricing, and I will add that to my consideration list for sure. Snowboard deck, and this is something, I don't know if it's like the first kind, because they might have released them before I was into Supreme, so but it is my first time seeing it since 2018. I think this is the first time they kind of released a snowboard, which, you know, it is quite nice. I mean, it's something that you don't see that often. I guess they only do like skate decks. The Hammond Cordon, the sound system, or whatever you want to call it, that was already leaked out, I think, a couple of weeks before the lookbook happened, so we all knew that this was coming. We just didn't know how much it would be. I think for the normal, like the unbranded speakers, they were like 200 and 300 pounds or something, so adding that kind of Supreme branding on it would be like easily 400, if not a little bit more than that. I don't know about sound quality. I am personally a Bose fan, so I am not sure if I was to get this or not, because I don't know how practical they would be if I, you know, as a second set of speaker. You also have the baseball glove here with the baseball. It is something, I guess it's more kind of like US centric, or like kind of in favor to the US customers there, because I'm not really a big fan here in the UK for baseball. Just speaking of personal preference. But like next up we have a what you call Porta Pro headphones. I don't know what brands they are. KAWS, I've never heard of them. KAWS. There are adjustable additional set lightweight foam cushion, protective case included. I don't know, there's going to be expensive here for sure, like with the you know, kind of like tech, but looking at it, it doesn't really look that expensive. From you know, from a kind of like just from the pictures, it looks a bit plasticky. Yeah, looks a bit plasticky. So I don't know, like, I mean, we've got tons of headphones, and I'm really not a big fan of headphones. I'm more like an earphone person, so might be a pass for me on this. But got this is you have a mini basketball hoop comes with a basketball as well. Yeah, includes a 5 mini ball, so it's not obviously a massive one, but it is honestly a cool one to have in your room, like, you know, kind of just building up that hype room. I don't know how much it's going to be, but I mean, they ain't cheap. Like with just the basketball, the kind of like the Spalding brand itself is quite expensive in a sense, and they're just trolling us now with the the human skull, which I have no idea who's going to buy this. I think it's just a bit outrageous, and like they pull something off like this, but it's Supreme, so it makes sense. The box logo lamp, come on, like this is a must-have in my room. Like definitely the red color one. It's a table lamp. I don't know whether they are like Supreme spelling all over like the 4 side or just on that too, but it makes sense to have it on like all sides. But the red one's definitely for me. I'm definitely going for that, and I'm also getting this ready for next summer, so it also makes sense for me to get them now and ready for summer. Comes with, I think, different colorways. I've seen pictures on the other preview, if you like. This is obviously the green you have. I think you also have the red and the black as well. I might be mistaken, only green and red maybe, but I think I'll probably be getting the red one if I was to choose from this. This is not my kind of type of green or like the favorite green that I want. There you go. So definitely getting the red one instead. You also have a tool kit, like a tray for toolkits. I don't know if it's much practical, but it's looking quite big. So you also have the this kind of foldable. I think, was it last season or the year before actually? They had like a similar version of this, but like comes in one, like a bench, but like with similar materials as well. Aluminium alloys as well. Framed it, and yeah, I think it might be last season. You know, you also have the 2 cups, 4 cups, so like just kind of like set of like bowls or like container, if you like. Glitter bowl, okay, that's nice. Made in Japan again. You also got this like really cool chopstick sets as well, which I think is a lot better than the one that they released before, because they have like all kind of wooden Supreme branding as well. So it's a set. So it comes in 2 colors. Okay, interesting. The one before was like only red, and then I can't remember how to describe it, but like obviously it's a very traditional pair of chopstick. This has a bit more like design into it. Don't know if it's Japanese branding or not, but looks like Japanese. Correction pen, I'm going to skip on that. Waterproof pill case. To me, right, I think I have a justification on buying this. It's just that it just means that for me, I'm going to be having it on time for sure, and I won't lose them, because I've had like numbers of like pill cases before, and for like my vitamin and all that kind of shit, but I just lost them, or like I just can't be bothered finding it. Like if I ever lost it somewhere, I'll lose it. I like, no matter what, I won't be bothered like finding it, because they're not Supreme. So if I was to get this, I will never ever lose my shit again. To me, I think I'd probably go for the black one. You see, like it's a lot safer. It looks a bit sleeker, I guess. And because the white on here that they use is kind of like faded on the red. I don't know if it's just the pictures or just me. I think the black one looks cooler, in a sense. So you also have a praise candle, pocket torch. I don't know if this gonna if this is gonna be available in the UK. I mean, they have released like, what do you call it, lighter before, but this is obviously a kind of like, yeah, they actually call it a burner. I don't know if that's what you call it in the US, but like it's probably be higher pressure than like an actual normal lighter, who knows. So I don't know if this is gonna happen. This bicycle holograph slide card, like I don't know, they look pretty cool, but on the practical side of things, I don't see me kind of like using it. What are these? Okay, so toothpick caps. Okay, really? They're just like kind of just bringing out a lot of different types of like retainers, containers, and all that kind of shit. The Blur logo, mini towel, the Brave Bell, leather keychain. Okay, floating ones, the screw pin. What else do we have? So you get like a skeleton, or I kind of guess that because it is coming up to Halloween, so I'm guessing this is where they're coming from. You also have, to finish off, a few skate decks as well. Hell, this kind of skeleton is also on a t-shirt as far as I'm concerned. Neil Blender, I don't know who it is, but you get a few more of those. The Blur logo, yeah, not for me. Still very dead this year. I mean, this season with kind of like the skate that they have at the moment. I mean, that's really it. I think a lot of it are coming from actual collectibles, you know, with the the dartboard, the basketball, what else, the neon lights. It's a lot of them are like really cool accessories and decors to have in the room, or like you can literally see every day, like the table lamp and all that shit. I think it's really cool. I think the skate deck still needs a bit of work. I don't know what happened or what's going to happen with like skate decks in Supreme, but like I've been like stopped buying it since week 1 spring summer 23. I think I only copped like one skate deck that year, and that was it really. I didn't have any other kind of needs or like one or anything that I really kind of like into it, so I've been stopped buying them for a while now. I really hope that I can bring out a really cool design to have that I can maybe spend some money on, but until then, I think the accessories are really cool, really fire. I give it like a easily like 8.5 out of 10 for the fall winter season. I also have a video coming out for week 1's drop list. The full list is not out yet, but mostly you're gonna see this from obviously what we went through today. But I'll be definitely jumping on the week 1 live cop that is happening on Thursday, and I think it is again 4 p.m. in the UK. TBC 4 or 5 p.m. I need to double check on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Really looking forward to this season, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about your thoughts basically on the accessories. Who or what would you cop? What do you think is a 10 out of 10? You know, what is something you really won't want to touch? But I'm really looking forward to this week, and I hope you guys are too. Subscribe to the channel, don't forget, and I'll see you guys in the next video.